What's up guys, and welcome back to the final video in this 4-part mini-series that I've done over the last 2 weeks that has broken down my workout and training split, and I've given just a brief overview to you guys. In this video we're covering the last session, which is our push session, which goes through our chest and tricep training. So let's get into it. Final disclaimer, I do not show my warm-up, sets or routine in this video. Links down in the description. Go watch them and figure your own one out. Tailor it to yourself. Let's get into the workout itself. So as always, we're starting off with our compound movement first to really push as much weight as we possibly can at the beginning. This being a bench press. Tips with a bench press. What a lot of people do is they do not dig their shoulder blades in and they do not find the right placement. So as you can see here, I'm on the tippy toes of my feet. My shoulder blades are pushed into the bench as far as they can go, and I have a slight arch in my back. Again, the arch can vary from person to person. Try to make it at least 4 fingers deep. You don't want any more than that. Second mistake that a lot of people make is if they're doing a bench press. As you can see here, a lot of people they start off with the bar in line with their shoulders, and they will bring the bar down to their shoulders. Now what this does is not only restricts your range of motion, but it also puts a lot of strain on your shoulders. If you can imagine, I'm doing 80 kilos or 82.5 kilos on this bench press. If I'm bringing it down to my shoulders, it's going to cause a lot of strain on them and probably snap the shit out of something and give me a really bad injury. So on the other angle, what you saw me doing is I'm starting off with the bar above my shoulders. This is my starting position. I'm then bringing the bar down to the lower part of my chest, to my nipples, and I'm bringing the bar back up. So it almost makes a J going up and down. We have a slight arch. Again, we're doing this for 4 sets of 8 reps. Yet again, we're keeping it heavy, keeping the strength there, especially on a cut. It's a perfect way to maintain strength. After that, we move on to our next compound movement, which is an incline bench press. Now, there are 3 muscle fibre highways, as we'll call them, to your chest. You have your upper, your medial and your lower pecs. Now, there's a lot of stigma going around that you can train each certain upper, lower or middle part of your pec doing these certain exercises. It's kind of true, it's kind of not. You can train, or you can put more emphasis on a certain part of your pectoral muscle depending on what type of exercise you're doing. This being an incline works more on your upper. The exact same tips apply for this movement as they do for the other for the normal flat bench press. You're coming, you're on the tippy toes of your feet. You're digging your shoulder blades into it. The only difference is with this movement, rather than arching and making a sort of J with the bar itself, you're coming down to the top part of your chest, so it will come down in a straight line. Again, because this is another compound movement, we are keeping it 8 reps, 4 sets, and we're keeping it heavy. Now, as you saw from the first flat bench press that I did, I was going for 4 sets of 8. I got 3 sets of 8 and a set of 5, I think. So again, I'm not going to increase the weight until I get all 4 sets of 8 reps. We're then moving on to a superset. Actually, we're doing 12 reps with a pec deck. Again, I'm only going on 27 kilos, but I'm really controlling the weight and I'm really squeezing at the top. Tips for the pec deck is as you're coming up, try and touch your pinky fingers together, and that will really emphasize the sort of contraction you get on your chest, and it will squeeze it together. It's a really good pump. Now again, because we're doing a superset, I'm going more for high intensity and a good pump on this one, and we supersetted that with incline push-ups. The reason I do incline push-ups as opposed to normal push-ups is that I can get more of a deeper stretch and in turn a lot greater range of motion doing this push-up. Again, I'm going for 10 to 12 reps on this exercise as well, and there's no break in between. I'm going set to set to set. I did 3 sets of this, and then we moved on to our last bench or chest exercise, which is an slight incline dumbbell press. So you have incline, you have flat. I'm somewhere in between, roughly at about a 45 or 30 to 45 degree angle. Now I'm going for 12 reps on these, and the only reason I'm finishing off with another compound movement is because I have a muscular imbalance in my chest, meaning that one side is a little bit stronger than the other, and this comes down to very crap foundations and a very poor way of when I started training the bench press. So I like to include isometric Isolateral will work like this. Isolateral meaning you're doing weights independent of themselves, whereas a barbell bench press, you're using both arms. Dumbbells, each arm is getting, I'm started off with 22 kilos and now doing 20. Each arm is getting a 20 kilo load, so it has to perform the rep. I like to finish off with this just to really control the weight, and I'm trying to get that muscular imbalance sorted. And an isolateral movements such as this massively help. You can also do this with a pec deck, so rather than coming with both arms at the same time, you can go one at a time. That will really help focus on that squeeze. Again, I did 4 sets of 12 reps on this, but I had to lower the weight from 22 kilos to 20. Didn't realise how fatigued I actually was. And again, that sense of not lifting with your ego and really dropping the weight down if and when you need to, which is what I did. We then move on to the first tricep exercise. I did both of these tricep exercises. I did 5 sets of anywhere between 10 to 12 reps of. So I've never done a close grip bench before for triceps. So I started off with 40 kilos, had to drop it down to 30, but it was a very good movement. Again, the same form applies for a normal bench press, digging your shoulders in, tippy toes of your feet, but instead of having your arms outside shoulder width apart and you're coming down with your elbows sort of pointing out but pointing in, you're coming down with your arms close together, more of an inside shoulder width apart, and you're just keeping your elbows straight. We did 12 reps of that for 5 sets, and then we finished off with some body weight dips. Again, I was very fatigued at this point, so I think I only recorded 1 set of each of these as well. The gym got pretty packed. And that was the exercise. That was a routine. We're going to end the video there, and I thank you so much for watching. I hope the last 4 videos you've learned something and you can take something away and implement what I do in my training routine into your training routine. If anything did help you in this video, feel free to give it a like, give it a subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I'm releasing a new video. Go follow the social medias, and I'll see you tomorrow.